Welcome to Unmasking the Dream, the episode where we pull back the curtain on the promises we're told and examine the realities we lie. I'm your host, Davidson, and today we're talking about a concept so ingrained in our collective psyche, it often goes unquestioned, the American dream. For generations, we've been sold a vision. Work hard, play by the rules, never give up, and one day you'll have it all: the house, the steady job, the backyard with the grill, maybe even two cars, and that golden retriever wagging its tail when you come home. It's the ultimate reward, the shining beacon of opportunity. But what if that glittering surface hides a darker, more uncomfortable truth? A recent survey by Lending Tree reveals a staggering statistic: 64% of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck. That's nearly two-thirds of our population. And here's the kicker: almost half of them, 46%, have been stuck in that cycle consistently without a break. Think about it. Nearly half of our nation works full-time, sometimes multiple jobs, just to get from one bill to the next. No savings, no security. One medical emergency or unexpected repair away from collapse. This isn't a temporary setback for many, it's become a way of life. They're hustling not to get ahead, but simply to stay afloat, to keep the lights on, to afford insulin, to pay rent, to put gas in the car that gets them to the job they secretly resent. This isn't the dream, is it? This is quiet desperation dressed up in the language of hope and grit. We've been taught that success is a straight line from school to career, to family, to retirement. But in reality, that line zigs, it zags, it breaks, and often ends in burnout long before it reaches any finish line. The so-called dream has morphed into a treadmill, always running, never arriving. And perhaps the most insidious part, most people still believe it's their fault. If they're struggling, they must not be working hard enough. They made bad choices. If only they got one more certification, woke up earlier, or learned to manifest things, it would finally get better. But what if the problem isn't the individual? What if the system is rigged? When two-thirds of a nation can't afford to pause, breathe, or plan for the future, that's not a glitch. That is the system machine that demands endless productivity while promising freedom, but delivering exhaustion. A culture that tells you to chase financial independence, but hands you a lifetime of debt instead. A society that says you're free, but binds you with invisible chains made of mortgage payments, rising healthcare costs, and student loans you'll die before repaying. Friedrich Nietzsche, over a century ago, warned us about something he called slave morality. Not a morality forced by chains, but one that grows inside us, subtle, silent, and voluntary. He argued that societies shape how we define good and evil, so we end up controlling ourselves. The oppressed, those with little power, start praising traits like humility, obedience, and endurance, not because they're inherently good, but because they're the only values they can afford. They redefine virtue as submission, believing good people suffer quietly, patiently. Sound familiar? It's the same morality at the heart of modern hustle culture. We're told to grind, to push through, to wake up at 5 a.m., swallow our exhaustion, and keep moving. We wear stress like a badge of honor. We brag about never taking a break, about being always on. We post photos of calendars packed from sunrise to midnight and call it discipline. But what is it really? It's glorified servitude. It's slave morality rebranded as self-help. We've come to believe that overwork is a sign of virtue, that if we're tired, anxious, and burnt out, it means we're doing life right. And worst of all, we shame those who step off the treadmill, calling them lazy, undisciplined, as if the only way to prove your worth is to bleed for a system that never bleeds for you. Nietzsche would have told us, this isn't virtue, it's conditioning. Who benefits from this belief that your suffering is sacred, your exhaustion meaningful, that to rest is to fail? It serves employers who profit from unpaid overtime. It serves corporations that measure your worth in metrics, not in meaning. It serves a culture that fears what might happen if people actually pause long enough to question the game they're playing. We're not saying ambition is bad. We're not saying success is a lie. But perhaps it's time to ask an uncomfortable question: is the American dream truly about freedom, or is it a sophisticated form of modern slavery? Not with whips and chains, but with contracts, expectations, and shame. A slavery that tells you you're lucky just to have a job. That masks itself as opportunity, but rewards only the few who were never playing the same game. It's not just about what we were promised, it's about what we've been programmed to believe. And it's time to start questioning. Because the longer we wait for that dream to deliver, the deeper we sink into a reality we never chose. This is where the deception begins, and this is where we begin to expose it. This is where we start the conversation. This is where we challenge the narratives that keep us exhausted and unfulfilled. If you're tired of running on that treadmill, if you're ready to question the invisible chains, if you feel a stirring of something more, then this community is for you. We're building a space for those who are waking up, a place to share, to learn, to connect, and to collaboratively explore what true freedom looks like beyond the illusions. Don't just listen to this podcast and let these ideas fade. Join us. Connect with like-minded individuals who are ready to redefine success, reclaim their time, and build lives of authentic purpose. Thank you for joining me on Unmasking the Dream. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking your own truth.